Megan Thee Stallion fans have donated to the man who stabbed Tory Lanez 14 times. Is there any other way to describe this? To describe this type of support other than supporting evil? Is there any other way? Now, we all know this follows the current new evidence that's stating that Kelsey, who was, or maybe still is, who knows, that would be awkward. Kelsey, Megan's friend, is the one that actually shot her. You may be asking, well, how do you not know who actually shot you? Well, she's known for drinking and partying, getting passed around in the industry, getting drunk out of her mind. And if you've ever been drunk, we've all been there. There's some times where you don't remember what actually happened. Or maybe she does remember what actually happened, but she just chose to pin it on Tory Lanez. I know that sounds evil. I know. But people have done worse in this life. However this turns out, I don't think Megan Thee Stallion's career will ever be the same. If this is proven true, it is over for her career. No questions asked. Shout out to the Aquarius Wave. Let's check them out.
This is what I like to call parasocial relationships have gone out of damn control, because ain't no damn way. Now, as y'all have probably heard, Meg Thee Stallion is back under heat after essentially new evidence has been presented about the case between her and Tory Lanez. It turns out, allegedly, according to the bodyguard who was there on scene, that it was not Tory Lanez who actually pulled the trigger, but instead it was her own best friend. Now, the most recent news on Tory's side is that he was unfortunately, quote unquote, caught slipping as, the man was stabbed 14 times. I can't put it any other way. Found himself in critical condition, and somehow he's pulled through, and I guess he is recovering well. However, doesn't stop there. There has now been a GoFundMe or a Give Send Go account that has been created for none other than the very man who attempted to take Tory Lanez's life. Now, if you had to make an assumption as to who is funding this Give Send Go, all I have to say is you do not have to be a genius. I'm not saying her, but her people, her supposed fans. All 15 of them.
Guys, you've got to find it interesting that the same people who are always calling other people evil, inhumane, same people who are always pointing the finger at everybody else are the same people who are always encouraging violence, are the same people who are always propelling somebody for killing, taking innocent lives. The same people, right? The same so-called victims over and over again we always see turn out to be instead people who champion complete total chaos, mob justice, violence, taking violence into their own hands. But they're always quick to call someone else evil for either not agreeing with their stance, believing differently from them, while they're the ones who are ready to cross those inhumane lines. Drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee. It'll make you feel better.
It's just always insane to me. I would never feel comfortable supporting somebody who takes innocent lives just because I'm angry and feel some type of way. And if I acted that way, I would recognize that that was wrong, right? That that's not my best self. But we just live in this weird age right now where you know who they are and you've seen it over and over again. They call for violence. They call for evil. They call for chaos. Let's check out some of these comments, see what the people have to say. Top comment here says they donating money to someone who is convicted of killing a 13-year-old girl who he had SA'd. Wow, that's crazy. This comment here says the guy was a pedo that shot his 13-year-old girlfriend in the face with a shotgun as a 22-year-old man. That's insane. Somebody else here added no words. Free Tory. He is a political prisoner. Somebody else here added Bojack don't even know these girls exist and they giving out money. These modern women love putting money on a criminal's books. They love putting money on a criminal's books. This person says Rock Nation set that up. Somebody else here says that shows the level of IQ over fans. This person left clown GIF here. Yeah, real sick stuff. And of course you have Megan Thee Stallion fans here crashing out about this whole situation.
This new revelation in the Tory Lanez case only solidifies the fact that for every black man that gets caught up in the legal system, there will forever be a black woman who is thrown under the bus and labeled the setup chick. And his demise moving forward is all her fault. The gaslighting from the news media right now is outrageous because what's being said right now is not new evidence, it's a new claim. There's a difference. When this all first unfolded, a lot of you didn't want to believe the evidence and testimony that was given against Tory Lanez. Fast forward, somebody comes along and said, oh no, it happened this way. And you latch onto it like white on rice. Based on the convenience of the timing, I feel like this guy feels bad that Tory Lanez almost got shanked to death in prison and is trying to say anything to get him out. And what better way to do that than to blame the scandalous black women? Because everyone falls for it every time. If forensics didn't collect sufficient evidence, that's on forensics, not on Megan. If you choose to defend what's being said now by bringing up the fact that she lied and changed her story, you must also acknowledge that Tory Lanez chose to keep his mouth shut. If what is being said now is true, that would mean that Tory Lanez put his freedom on the line over being a snitch. And why should anyone have any sympathy for that?
I mean, many people have said that that's dumb and stupid. These street rules, we've all acknowledged, are highly idiotic and did not help him out at all. I've called that out. Many people have called that out. But it doesn't take away from the fact that there's new evidence. And if that new evidence is true, then it will be considered. And the right person will be held accountable. And Megan Thee Stallion should be held accountable to some capacity. To some capacity, she should also be held accountable. And people need to know, why did you lie? Right? And don't talk about, oh, I was too drunk, this, and that. I know she will if this ends up being true, but you still got to drink the coffee.
This coffee is criminal.
This coffee is criminal.
As a black man in America, you already know that catching a case involving the use of an unregistered piece, it's already not looking good for you. And you're going to make it worse because you don't want to be a tattletale. You did it to yourself. So either way you look at it, the reason why he's in there would be his own fault. Because if he's guilty, then he deserves to be in there. If he's not guilty, then he chose to withhold information and take his own chances. Hold people accountable for the stupid shit that they do. He's in there would be his own fault, because if he's guilty, then he deserves to be in there. If he's not guilty, then he chose to withhold information and take his own chances. Hold people accountable for the stupid shit that they do. And to my community, stop blaming black women for the stupid shit that black men do. Plain and simple. Now watch Tory Lanez defenders step into the comments and say something about my hair, because that's the best that they can do.
Listen, this is insane. We're living in strange times, crazy times. What do you guys think? A part of me is wondering, let's go check it out. See if the GoFundMe is actually active. Here we have it pulled up. What's this guy's name? I'm just going to look it up, to see where it's at right now. So I'll get, let me see. What's the dude's name? Right, here we go. Santino Casio. Oh, there it is. All right, there it is. Support justice. So this is different from the headline that I saw earlier. Someone could have photoshopped that one. So one of two things could have happened here. One of two things. Number one, GoFundMe is cracking down on this. They already know who this guy is, and they're like, no. And they deleted that last one, right? They deleted that last one, and somebody set another one up again. The truth, it's here, right? It's actually here. The fact that it's actually here is disgusting. Two, someone could have photoshopped this one and to make it more sensational. I think at this point, GoFundMe probably understands they've gotten caught up in a bunch of different weird cases with the brick lady and all these different situations where people see them as a way that criminals or people with horrible intentions can financially support a terrible cause. And so they're probably tightened up on that for sure. Of course, guys, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Comment down below. Appreciate you. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.